Hello and welcome to another CoasterCastle video. Again, it is late and dark, so we must be doing another scare event.
Oh, yes.
So we are back at Xtreme Scream for our second year. First time doing a vlog of Xtreme Scream on this channel. We didn't do one on this channel last time, it was on the Ghost Coaster channel instead. But technically our second full visit, because we did a bit of a half visit for Scarecon. So if you saw our Scarecon video, you'll see a bit of that visit there. But so yeah, second time at Xtreme Scream.
Yep.
Really enjoyed it last year, so thought we'd come back and see what this year's all about. Mostly unchanged on the maze lineup, everything remains the same apart from the removal of Uncle Enos Open Acres, which Sam's quite thankful for because unfortunately we did not enjoy that last year. But that has been replaced with the all-new Spores attraction, so looking forward to that one. It's given Last of Us kind of vibes, infected kind of thing from what we saw in the trailers. Be interesting to see what that is like because all the reviews have been quite good. Quite looking forward to that, I think.
I hope it's going to be good.
Obviously, being able to get back in some of our favourites. I know you were a big fan of Pie Factory.
Oh, yes.
Looking forward to, of course, getting back into Bloodlust. Really enjoyed Bloodlust, a lot of fun. And everything else in between. It is a sellout night, so we know it's going to be busy. We're prepared for this, unlike Tully's, where we were not ready for it to be a sellout. So hopefully we have a great experience here and can show you how we get on. But yeah, just a few minutes before opening, but we'll head in, see what we can find, and, you know, thought be a bit more, like, themed again. We've got our little horror Labubu with us as well. Really like the Labubu. He gets pretty entertaining reactions, so we'll bring him out as well, because I've only really taken him to Fort Park. But, yeah, without further ado, let's get in and get on with it.
Let's do it.
Sam has been chosen.
Oh, definitely. Thank you.
So we've been jumped on immediately, like, by three characters. I hadn't even got my ticket yet, and Sam was being climbed on by an actor, essentially. Then I got jump scared by one, and then immediately had another one. So they are heavy on the actors on the intro front here. And also Dark Shadows here as well. But yeah, strong start there, Sam.
Very strong.
They're a lot more aggressive this year. We only just walked in, so good start. So sellout night. Thankfully enough, the staff are really good here. They're great at communicating and telling you which mazes have the shortest queue. So first off, we're heading towards the village, as we've been advised. That is the shortest. So yeah, let's go. They also do little fire shows and stuff here. And there's an alien this year, which is quite cool. A predator even. Love that. So, first off, let's kick things off with the village. This maze was good last year. We just had a problem with batching at one point. The ending got really backed up, but yeah, let's go see how we get on this time. Okay, so opted to start off with village, as it was the shortest queue. Good thing we did, because it's just gotten a whole lot busier over there.
Oh, yes.
Obviously, like I said before, sellout night, but I feel like we're going to see an issue with batching today. So they're batched just as ourselves, but it was a lot busier inside. So by the time we got around the first house, we'd already caught up to a lot of people. And then in front of them was a lot more people. And behind us was a lot of people. So unfortunately, it turned into a bit of a conga line for that majority of the house there. Now, Village had an issue last year where it was a conga line for the finale, but this year it's been a bit of a conga line for the entire maze, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a sellout night, and if it is as busy as this, and there are people who obviously will stop when they get scared, it might happen a few times tonight.
I'm thinking so.
That being said, your thoughts on Village?
It got me twice. It actually made me jump, which was brilliant.
There's definitely some good ones.
The theming's on point. That damn gorilla's back. He tried to drag me last time. I was lucky to get away from him this time. So I think we're on to a winner.
And I think they've changed some bits in there as well. There's some new routes in there for this year.
Yep.
There's like some new sequences and areas that we didn't see last year. So it's quite good to see those.
The maze has evolved, and I would say it's for the better.
It's evolved and improved. I just wish it wasn't so backed up so we could actually enjoy it a bit. Just because it felt like a lot of the scares we weren't getting because of it just being too busy, unfortunately.
But what we saw was fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was great, and hopefully the start of a good evening.
I'm hoping so.
Let's just hope we don't get backed up as badly in the other mazes, because doing over 2/3 of the maze completely backed up is not
It's not fun, no.
a great way to experience a maze. But let's see where we end up next. New for 2025, replacing Mokolinos, is Spores. Again, like I said earlier, very Last of Us inspired from what I was seeing, so let's see how Last of Us it is, shall we? It looks like it'd be quite fun. So, Spores.
It started off very strong. Feels like it got lost somewhere though.
Yeah. I feel like it was fun, it had some good bits in it. But for me, I got lost very quickly. It started off with a bit of a story, then we lost the story. Then I kind of worked out what was going on based on the trailer, and then we were in some underground tunnel section thing I didn't really understand. It was looping a bit.
Yep.
I got completely lost on that section. Again, unfortunately, same issue with the backing. We caught up to the next group in the first section.
Yeah.
Even with a pre-show. There was a pre-show. There was a section there that was holding us, and we still caught up to the team in front. There were some good interactions. I love the SFX and makeup in there, but I just didn't really understand what's going on, unfortunately.
No,
I saw what they
it's a
were.
shame.
I feel like I see what they were trying to do. There was some really fun effects in there and some good stuff being used, but it's missing something. The finale's not really a finale. I don't know what was going on at the end. That last section just lost me. It's almost like it wanted to be two different kinds of attraction at once, because you were going down one sort of storyline, and then halfway through it just changes to like a completely different storyline almost.
It almost went Last of Us on that last bit.
Like, I like the theming. The theming is cool, and the costumes are cool, and the design's cool, but I can't get my head past it personally. I just don't think it's as good as people have been saying. And I don't know if it's just having a bad time at the moment due to the fact that all the mazes are backing up and we're in conga line formation the entire way. But like, I know, obviously again, I know it's a sellout night, but we've caught up to the group in 2 mazes out of 2 now, and it does take away from the experience a lot. But then again, I feel like if I went through that without any stopping, I would have been even more confused still. I didn't really get it. Some fun things in there, but I just don't really get it.
Well, it's year 1 of that maze now.
Yeah.
So it's his first year, it's quite young, it can evolve, it can be better, and the story can get on track again.
Good theming and fun, but I don't really know what it's trying to be. So as I mentioned before, Dark Shadow's here too. So obviously last time you did Uncleanness with us, this has now taken the place of it. What do you think?
I like the trommel. That
Trommel was
nice.
good. I think it's the one from Pie Factory.
Yeah, like it didn't really make much sense in there, but it actually had some good jump scares. The rest of it, I just felt like nothing was happening. Like the theming was lovely, a little bit dark in places, but the theming was nice. It's just nothing was really happening. Like the actors were there, they weren't really doing much in a way. They were a little bit creepy, but yeah, just not really much happening, unfortunately, which is a shame.
So during the event, they do have 2 rides open, one of which is Excalibur, the little Starflyer, and they also have another ride open, which I can never remember. I think it's Jester's Revenge over there. If I've got the name wrong, I'll correct it. But for now, we're going to head into Witches of Hardlock Wood, which has upgraded for this year. So previously, you would be doing the first section with a bag on your head. This year that has changed, and I believe it's a glow stick now. So let's see what the witches have got in store for us. We quite enjoyed it last year, it's a bit of fun, so let's see what happens this time. So, Witches of Hardlock Wood. I'm going to do this so you'll be shocked. So I preferred it with the bag over the head start off. I don't think it works as it currently is. It was just long-winded and not a lot was happening really. The bag over the head for that part was a lot more suspenseful. It felt like it went on a lot longer. Obviously, it was an issue with throughputs, people didn't see where they were going, so it slowed down. But I didn't think it worked. Again, we had the same issue. They're starting off batching you into batches, but you're still catching up to that group in front of you every single time.
Oh yes.
That's 3 for 3 on that happening now, and it's ruining the experience, I can't lie. Obviously, we know it's a sellout day, we know it's busy, but obviously as part of that experience, it is affecting the experience, so you're not getting that kind of smooth run that you'd usually get. in each maze so far we've been stopped at least multiple times waiting for someone to move because they've been too scared to move or just not moving, which is great. They're scared, but it's just not doing a lot in those situations. I feel like it was stronger in the previous years as well.
Well, with the bag over the head, it takes away from one of your senses, which would be sight, which would make you have to rely on the other ones.
Yeah, and I mean, it has some funhouse elements in there. Like, I feel like that's the thing that I've always enjoyed about that maze. It has those funhouse elements. Just like that shot.
Yeah, I know.
Good. There you go.
I'm trying not to be in the hedge.
That's fine. There's a hedge behind us. It just feels like it doesn't quite do what it needs to do as it currently stands. The funhouse elements are great, but they don't work if you can see them all. And I feel like it just didn't work. There was like a lot missing from it. The jump scares that we got us last year, they've been toned down and made more silly. So last year there was a frog character who got me really good. This year he was kind of stood there cracking jokes as everyone went past. I didn't really get him.
It was a bit more light-hearted than what it could have been.
And there was another character in there that really bugged me, one of the witches in the glow stick section. She really bugged me because she just kept saying, you're holding everyone up, you're holding everyone up. I'm like, that's not what your cat should be saying. You should be scary, you should be witchy. You want them to be held up because you want to eat them and their children. That's the whole point of your character. The fact that you're saying you're holding everyone up is breaking the immersion from that character, unfortunately, and it was taking me out of it, I think.
Also not our fault that we're held up.
Yeah, we were held up by other people, and she kind of made it look out like I was holding everyone up. I was constantly trying to move. But for me, it just wasn't giving, unfortunately. Sam, you agree? Or what do you think?
To be honest, I think it's a sellout day again, so queues are going to be high no matter which way we go, even within the mazes.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, it's taken away from the experience that we know has been quite good here before. The minute you get backed up in the maze and it turns into a conga line, the scares are just revealed and everyone knows what's coming. I don't know, we're just unlucky with being a sellout, but even still, these crowds aren't making the mazes enjoyable, and I feel like the park needs to start thinking of ways to kind of manage that.
Yep.
I don't know how they can manage it, but even when you tell people to keep moving, they're going to stop moving in the mazes. But conga line is a big issue we're having tonight. No matter how hard they try, it's just happening in every maze. Which is a shame, because I really liked Witches last year, but this year I just didn't get much out of it. It just felt very tame compared to last year's experience. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I feel like with the glow sticks, it's like kind of like Sam said, it takes away from your senses when you have the hood over, and also you kind of have to like rely on your imagination at that point.
Yeah.
And now you can. I feel like with the glow sticks you can see too much. Is the problem.
They're very good glow sticks. They're like industrial grade glow sticks or something.
And you could also kind of see some of the other glow sticks from the other parts as well as the things that kind of distract. And yeah, jump scares weren't as great. There was a nice bit of interaction that had like a creepy doll character, but that wasn't really a scare. It was more interaction. Again, that thing was trauma.
I got knocked out by a doll actually. You know, the swinging ones.
Yeah.
You saw that happen.
Yeah.
I got all taken out by one.
Almost.
But unfortunately, not that good this time. But we'll see how we get on. Like I said, it does seem to be that we're getting a lot of batching issues today. We're getting through the mazes quickly, which is great, but we're getting stuck in the mazes as well. But yeah, might have to try and go for an off-peak next year, just because at the moment, victim of its own success, I'm going to say, with a sellout day. It's great that a park is selling out. We love seeing people that support the events, but if you can't get through the mazes and have that experience you know you should be having, then what point is there?
I would say
Into High Factory. It's not focused, but you can see it. Change of plan. We're going to go to the circus instead. Why not? Circus time. So that was really interesting. I just got sent through circus completely by myself. Yeah, I didn't expect that. I liked it. It was good fun. Some really good interactions with the clowns there. Some really fun moments. Especially because I've got my little puppy as well. Getting a lot of attention off the clowns in there. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Again, a few little changes in there. Actors positioned in some good points as well. And the maze section in there always gets people confused and caught off guard. Yeah, really good fun. And again, I love the interaction with clowns, so... Oh look, you came back. How did you find it?
Easy.
Enjoy it?
I did, yeah.
I had some good interactions in there with the clowns. Good fun.
Good.
Really good. I was by myself. The entire thing.
Was ya?
Apart from the maze section where I found a group that I'd gone around the circle, but then I got out of the maze before they did, and then did the rest of it until like the very last corner by myself.
I deviated from my group. So when they all went one way in that little sectioned off maze, I went the other way, all the way around the perimeter, and I was gone. Bumped into 2 clowns and they're like, oh hello! And I'm like, oh hi guys, I'm gone.
The clowns are really good in there.
Yeah, they are.
They're probably sneaking up on me. They really like Puff as well, so
Good.
good fun. So it's time for a little prison breakout. It's time for Ashel. We really enjoyed this last time, so let's go again. Heavy music track throughout and a lot of fun. This time I'm actually going to try and get the name of the actual band, because last time I didn't and someone asked me and I forgot. Sorry. So Ashel was a very strong maze last year. It was one of my favourites last year. This year it was missing something, in lack of words. So just want to preface this with a positive and to praise Park. One person in the group that we were batched with, they were on crutches, and they had a member of staff, like a character, walking through with them in front, which is really good. You know, they're helping.
I feel that added to it because they would banter with them.
And they were making it quite accessible for obviously someone who's struggling to get through ambulance. So that was really quite nice to see. However, unfortunately, because they came through with a batch of other people, it slowed the entire batch down. To the point.
1 to 2.
Yeah, so we ended up having more groups behind us join in, obviously. And it was, like I say, it was great to sort of see. But it almost felt like the scares weren't happening then, because the actors didn't seem to know how to handle one of their own actors coming through. Like, I found a lot of them just didn't know what to do. So the actors didn't seem fully prepared to deal with that situation. But it was really good to see that they were doing that to be accessible for someone who may have struggled to experience the maze otherwise, because it's got low ceilings. It's quite hard to navigate if you can't see, because it's constantly flashing lights. About 2/3 of the way through, the character stepped aside with that family where they could let us all pass. And we then got to pass through ahead of them, and they obviously got to continue at their own pace with the character going through with them. But I think for me, that aside, the maze didn't feel as strong as it has been in previous years. The character energy was lacking, so it's a prison break. Prison breaks are loud, chaotic. A lot of the rooms didn't have actors in. There was a lot of actors missing, I think. The second half is where we saw the most actors, and it kind of really built up. That first half felt very empty and lacking. The heavy metal soundtrack, rock soundtrack that we had throughout last time, it only really started kicking in the last bit. And again, it didn't seem to have that energy that was going on. It was quite creepy. I didn't really get much prison break aggression. I got more, what are you doing in my prison cell? I don't want to break out, get out of my room. Yeah, Sam, your thoughts?
Well, it was weaker than last year. It kind of felt like it didn't have the same energy. The prisoners were lacking a thick skin because they were shouting at you. But when you said, yeah, fine, cool, one shouted, oh, you look like a pretty boy. It's like, nah, mate, you're the pretty boy. You told me to shut up and keep going. I'm like, wow, where's that thick skin on those prisoners to have?
Yeah, I don't want to be that person, but I think it's the last year of Ashel. The actor energy's dropped significantly. They've not got as many actors in there. I remember last year we went through, there was loads of actors, it was high energy, it was high octane. This year, the intensity's dropped, it started to mellow out. I think that could be last year we see it. I feel like we're going to see that be replaced next year by something else potentially. It just didn't seem like this, they were running out of steam very quickly there. Again, some good rooms and some good theming, just underutilised, I'd say.
Yeah, I think similar thoughts to you two, but also I think a lot of the scares in a way were more just from being like surprised by seeing people. Like, there's a bit with a few mannequins, I was like, I got more jump scared by the mannequins, and then one of them was actually an actor, and it's like I feel like I kind of got that throughout, where it's like, oh, I was surprised to see someone, but then they didn't really like jump out, which is more surprise this person there.
Yeah, so. With me, I'd find the actors that were hiding away and I'd just look at them. Yeah. So they just kind of didn't know what to do. And like I said, I think it's because that one lady was guiding that it completely threw the group of actors. They didn't know how to deal with that. But again, we love to see that they are being accessible and making it accessible for people. Obviously, the guy was on crutches, so you know, really good to see them making it accessible. But they need to kind of be able to do that, but also keep the energy and the scares up on it as well. There was just something was missing in there today. Even when we weren't with that group of people, it just was missing something. And I don't know what it was, but I know it can be stronger than that, and we all know it can. and we're at Bloodlust. Very busy tonight. All mazes have got quite sizable queues at the moment, apart from the ones we've already done. So, yeah, Bloodlust. So, Bloodlust. Usually my top maze. Unfortunately, that was a lot weaker than I was hoping it would be. Again, there was a conga line situation again. It was lacking actors as well. I don't know about you guys, but I felt there was a lot less actors in there. Like the nightclub scene only had one down on the bottom.
Yep.
So it was severely lacking in actors. There was not many people in there at all. I just kind of thought the intensity that we know they've done in there before wasn't there. Actors weren't really getting in your face. There was no real contact element, if any. You know, I didn't have any contact in there. I don't know about you guys.
No.
In the past, we've had a lot of contact in there. It was lacking in contact. Again, the conga lining from the nightclub section onwards, there was a constant conga line throughout the entire maze. And at one point, I was stuck waiting in the middle of one section doing nothing. So, like, I was held in one section because there was a queue, just staring into space because nothing was happening in there. I don't know what it is with with the mazes this year, but a lot of them aren't as strong as they have been. And they are lacking in actors in quite a few, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, actor presence is lacking, sadly, and they're just not wanting to get in your face as much as previous years.
It's like with Bloodlust, vampires get to your neck, you want to eat people. Like, the accents are on point this time, but we're not seeing that intensity. You know, there was one actor in the beginning where she's kind of just stood there, watching us come through the area. I don't know. Need more intensity, get more in our faces, because it just isn't there tonight, unfortunately, in Bloodlust. And it's a shame, because we know Bloodlust is great. It's intense, it's an award-winning maze, but with tonight's performance, I think they need to reevaluate what they're doing in there and bring that intensity back up, because we know they can do it. And I think that's the thing, we know these mazes can do it, because we've seen it before. But they need to increase that intensity to keep on form. You know, you've won an award, don't take your foot off the gas now, essentially. But I don't know, I'm not convinced tonight that that's the best they can do, because we know they can do better. And we want to see them do better, so please do better. So Pie Factory, where was everybody? Like, I'm not being funny, but most of that was empty.
Yep.
Where were the actors in half the scenes near the end? You know, again, another maze which is very strong, known for being a classic, was missing a lot of actors, and the actors that were there, some of them, again, just kind of missed the cues. There was one who basically just stood there and watched us all walk past.
Oh yeah, on the conveyor belts.
Yeah, she just kind of stood there. Again, we know it's a classic maze, it's an easy one to run with scares. You know, it's a classic topic, but there was just so many empty spaces where there was no one in there. You know, there was like a few fun actors in there. Like, I had a fun actor who you told him I was a health inspector.
You're welcome.
I did not get that bit.
Told him I was a health inspector. Next thing you know, I've got a knife at my neck and being brushed down my face. But then he proceeded to say he was implying he was going to scalp me, and then proceeded to make an adult joke with an adult object. Ooh, fire. Which was quite interesting, but again, it's been stronger. There are changes in there, the layout has changed. The theming, again, remains really strong, but yeah, I was really confused as to where half the actors were, because the end, like, half, just no one in it. There's like no actors in there. We did notice there were some visual changes, and also the trommel has moved. The trommel that was in there has now moved over to Spores, so it makes more sense in Spores than it did in there. But unfortunately, Pie Factory was not as strong as it's been in the past, and was again another miss. We'll probably talk about it in the follow-up section near the end, but unfortunately, a lot of the mazes haven't reached their full potential this evening, just due to the fact that they're not fully staffed. They're missing actors, in my opinion. But we'll more on that later on, I'm sure. No kills.
Scan the signs. Uncover.
So that brings us to the end of our visit to Xtreme Scream for this year. Unfortunately, it's not been the visit we'd hoped for. Just poor batching and weak maze runs have really unfortunately made it not a great experience for us, which is a shame because we all know that it can be a really good experience. In the past we've had really strong visits here. Me and you had a really good run over Scarecon as well.
Yeah.
And I remember if you go back to our Scarecon video, we did say if this is the quality the maze is now, what will they be like when we get to this side of the year? Unfortunately, it's just been a bit of a stale one. Constantly getting stuck in conga lines meant that we just didn't get very far at all. I think you said in Village actually, by the time you got through to the next part, you were just so desensitised and came back down from the trail.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we've just not been able to experience it to the point that we knew we could experience that before. And as you can probably tell, none of us are particularly impressed with the evening we've had. Now, we don't like being negative on the channel, we like to be positive obviously, but if we do have a bad time, then we have to be honest with you, and as you can see by Sam's face, he's honest with us regardless of if he's saying anything or not in these cases. If we don't enjoy something, you will know, and unfortunately, Xtreme tonight was just a bit of a miss, which is a shame because we know other people who have visited recently have had a really good night. But unfortunately, as you can see, we've not had a good time tonight.
No. Oh well.
We'll try again maybe next time.
Yeah.
We've still got a few more things in Scare Season to come, so there's still lots more to come as well. Actually, good question though. What's been your favourite so far, scare-wise? Because we're like midway through the Scare Season now. If you've got to pick your favourite attraction that you've done this year, then the hard question this is. Hard question, I know.
To be honest,
Do you have a
my
favourite?
favourite so far, I've got to say, would be Dr. Fright's.
Good choice.
That's,
You're going there, aren't you?
that's mainly because entertainment value. They actually frightened me. They had some different scare techniques which I've not seen in any other park, and they've actually put some effort in, unlike a lot of the larger parks we've already visited this season.
I mean, I wanted to enjoy Tully's, but unfortunately it was just too busy. And again, it suffered the same fate here as well, just too busy today, unfortunately. But we'll see how we get on. Obviously, today wasn't quite a hit, but we know this park has potential and it has been good in the past. So do not let our experience put you off. Like I said, it was a sellout night, and we might have just had an off day for the actors. I don't really know why, but yeah, I think we'll leave this one here. We are off to Alton Towers tomorrow for Scarefest, so there'll be more Scarefest content. But for now, thank you for watching. I'm sorry it wasn't the most positive, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.